All right, we're going to start a new design. I'm going to be building a wall-mounted reel holder. So I've got a reel of paper that we purchased from IKEA. I love it. It's like really cheap. I'm sure it's way less than 10 bucks, but for some reason I think I got like $4 in my mind. And I just want to put it on the wall so my daughter can draw. I was going to mount it to a table, but the design didn't go so well. We're going to start a new one here and see how it goes. All right, perspective. I'm going to say we're going to go from the front plane. And so we're going to say this is our wall. This is our drywall wall, painted drywalled wall. So that a few times. Okay, so we got square, so S for square. Let's see, R for rectangle. And I'm going to do a midpoint rectangle. And this is going to be the portion that mounts to the wall. So I measured the spool. I actually want a little bit less than it. So I'm going to go 70 millimeters tall by, I'm going to do probably 10, 30 millimeters wide. Makes sense, I believe. And we're going to have to put some holes in here. So we're going to press C for circle. And I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to dimension. I could have dimensioned it there, but I did not. Usually I would use probably about a number 8. And number 8 easily fits through a 4 millimeter hole. So maybe do 4.2 just to give it a bit more. Might double check that one. Now I have this. I can go across a reference plane here. Now you can see that they always hide the reference planes at the beginning, so you can select that. And I wish I could figure out a way to get down to here. Maybe try tab. Tab doesn't work. Shift tab. Control tab. Nope, control tab got rid of that, so that's no good. Okay, so we're going to go back to that. So you can do search, so S for search, and then M for mirror. And it's our first option there. Now you can see there's a difference between the mirrors here. We have a solids mirror and a sketch mirror. So you gotta make sure to select the right one. I don't know what happens if you don't. It might actually figure it out on its own, but there's gotta be a way to switch to this instead of using your mouse. It's such a waste of time using your mouse. Okay, we'll do that. And I haven't defined it yet, but we'll define it here. Maybe we'll define it from the centers of. And no, I don't like that. We're going to define it from the edge. I think that makes more sense because if we move the edge in, then it'll move it in as well. So we'll say 5 millimeters. That does not look enough. Let's say 15, maybe 20, 15. Yeah, that looks like about right. Okay, so how are we not defined? We're not defined left and right. Interesting. So we can constrain this coincident to the Y axis. And now we're fully constrained. I'm going to extrude this outwards. So I just press E, and it's actually going to come towards you. Oh no, it goes away from you. Interesting. I used SolidWorks for many years, and I think I got used to how their system works, and I have a really hard time figuring out where I'm going to be within a plane based on how I sketch. So I always seem to do negative values. I don't know why that is. Maybe I have to change my perspective. It must be a different style. And then I always get stuck in this orbit mode, and I've got one of those 3D Connexion 3D mice recommended to me from my good friend. And once I tried it and learned how to actually maneuver it, like I'm just using my left hand here to maneuver a space mouse, and it moves really nice. I put it wherever I want. Okay, so thickness, yeah, that sounds about right, but something's going on here. Let's just press enter. Okay, there we go. -5 for some reason. I'm going negative. And actually, there's one more sketch I was going to put on the same one there. I'm just going to make a line. And it's going to go here, and you can see it supplying the perpendicular. Can't see it because the mouse is there, but it applies the perpendicular constraint there. And this is going to be the line or square. Maybe I'll do something different there. Let's make it a little fancier. Okay, so we'll leave that, get out of that, and then we're going to sketch on the right plane, and I'm going to do a circle. Okay, so think of this as your drywall, and now I've got a roll. So how about I just draw the roll just to show what it looks like. It's 70. Just want 75. And then we're going to move this guy out of here. Now, I haven't really figured out a good way to easily add a point in Fusion. So I just added a line there, which gives me a point here. Now I can, first of all, I should constrain this to the x-axis. Let's do. Why can't I select that? Let's try that again. Interesting. Okay. Another way. Collinear. No, not parallel. Collinear equal. Where's my collinear? It's right. Collinear. There we go. Sorry, I'm very used to SolidWorks, but I've used 360 quite a bit. I'm pretty proficient at it, but I'm not as proficient as I was in SolidWorks. Mind you, I like Fusion 360 more than I appreciate SolidWorks. Okay, so now we have this defined at that. So we know this is our spool size. We want to keep it a distance away from this, maybe not from there, but from the wall, because that won't be in the way. So let's define it from the wall. So the wall is here at our origin. And see these lines here? These are actually like your planes, but sometimes they actually it looks like it's a reference of the plane. I bet you if I delete this, does it go away? No, can I delete it now? Okay. So now if I add that relationship again, so now this isn't floating. If I add that relationship again with a collinear, I don't know why this isn't one of my main. It creates a line, which I don't think like makes. Can I get rid of this? Just this line? I know it's. So it's not sketch geometry, projected geometry. Okay, there we go. So get rid of projected. And now you don't see that line, but you can select it. So that's probably an option. Okay, so we're going to do our distance from our spool edge to here. It just seems silly to try and do it from the center. And I want, just looking at calipers, I think 15 is probably plenty of space. I think if anything, it's too much. And then at the center of my spool, so I press C to get circle. At the center of my spool, I've got, what does that say? 50, 70, I go 70, 30. I wrote down the number, but didn't do a good job. So this is 30. So then since that's 30, I've got to make a piece that is probably like, I don't know, 20, how much friction do I want? So I'm going to do another circle, but actually I'm going to do an offset here. I'm going to use offset command. It seems to always want to go the opposite way of what I want to go. You can select over here, flip it. Flip it, does nothing. Okay, just pull it then. And then it comes in. So something odd going there, but it might just be user error. Okay, so we want to bring this in. I want to give myself 2 millimeters. I don't know if 2 millimeters is too much because that's essentially 4 millimeters a side. I'm going to do 1.5. And you can see it's going the wrong way because everything I do is always the opposite of what they want. You think if you flip this using this flip command, now you'd be able to put in a positive number, an absolute value. Like just let me put an absolute value and let me choose the direction. That's all I ask. Okay, is this constrained? It's constrained that way. That's constrained. So is anything blue here? Nothing's blue. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so now we're going to build the piece that's going to attach to this. So we've already started with this sketch. And I'm going to do something fun. I like doing splines just because they add more. They add more to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. Now I've, okay, so I'm going to go, that's going to tangent off of that. And then I'm going to probably go down here somewhere. I'll try that. I think I might have asked for too much there, but we'll see. Let's see if I get a point here. So search and then P for point. Yep, sweet. Can do it. Ooh, come on. Just project it, man. Just do it. Not hard. P for project. Select. Okay. The projected geometry you have just created is not visible. Yeah, well, because I've got projections off, or what if I go like that? Is it on now? Okay, so now I can see it. Control, click, constrain. I'm going to turn off those projected entities. I don't need to see that. This is fine. I want this guy. So you can see this line here. If you make this, and it might already be actually, I don't know if I can be tangent. Oh yeah, no, so I'm not. So I'm not tangent to this circle right now, but I can become tangent, and that'll help define a spline. Splines are pretty easy once you figure out that like they're just essentially control lines where you can make them longer, you can make them shorter, you can apply constraints. So if I click on here, you can actually see I've got a bar here, and I could pull it out, and you can see what it does. It's kind of destructive. It's not really what I want. I want it more like flowing out of there. And yeah, so there you go. Just seeing if I like that. I think I like that. So I have this nice, so I'm going to search mirror. I want the sketch mirror. For some reason, I have to select this, even though I've already selected my thing. So it's like I'm telling it I already know what I want, and you cannot figure it out for some reason. Okay. All right, so this is not going to be fully constrained. Ooh, I don't really like what's going on there. It's not really the same shape. That'd be kind of cool if we kind of rip in. Now, I wonder if I could make this. Probably can't make that collinear. Wonder if I couldn't make this tangent to that, can I? Let's try it out. I don't know what happens. No, you can't do that. Okay, that kind of makes sense. So what do we want here? I think I want it to like sweep in. Maybe these are a little bit less aggressive. Oh, that's risking it. I can see that being a engineering flop right there. These can be a little bit longer. I'm just trying to make this look nice. Okay, so I think I'm ready to extrude that. This. Yeah, of course it's going the opposite way of what I expected it to, whatever. This guy, but I don't want this guy. There should be a gap there, shouldn't there? Something fun is going on, I think. Let's see this. Okay, so that's the inside. This is the outside. So we really don't want the outside there at all. So that's what's going on. Okay, extrude this guy, this guy, this guy, and then we'll pull him out further afterwards. So I'll follow their direction, but I was planning on building it this way. So for some reason, I'm always opposite. Yeah, I clearly don't want that much. That doesn't make any sense, but I do want some structure. So we'll just pick something here. It's a little thick. That's a little thin. I think it was 8 millimeters. I think that's substantial. I can do a fillet here. Kind of screwed myself because I'm right over my hole. So that's obviously going to have to get shifted over a bit. So I'm going to try something here. And I don't know if I recommend it because it usually causes lots of problems. But let's just give it a shot and see what happens. So right now we're on this plane. And I just realized that if I'm on that plane, oh, never mind. I've got a better idea. Okay. Okay. We're going to offset from this plane. then we're going to offset by, let's say 5. Can we offset to a face? Actually, we can up to a face, so we can say to object, and we're going to go to this object. So now that's good. Okay, I'm liking what that's looking like. That's much better. Okay, so now I've got that. These holes, I might move those over. I don't want those in the center anymore. So that was this guy. Why is he tied to the center? He's coincident to this. Where's his coincidence? Let's get rid of this coincidence. Okay, now those move freely, which is nice. And I think I'm going to center it. I'm trying to think if I should center it between the centers. So let's just see what that looks like. Turn that into a construction line with X. So now I guess I can create a reference there. And I'll change that to X, and I'll just put this to perpendicular line here. Perpendicular. Oh, I'm going to put my glasses on. I cannot see shit. Okay, perpendicular. Where are you, buddy? Parallel, perpendicular to this. Let's do it. There we go. Let's find out if I like that. Not really, but it's good enough. Okay, let's keep going here. It's funny. So I've got this sketch here. Let's show that sketch because I want to extrude this guy now, because he's my. Okay, we're going to start at the object here. We're going to extrude outward. Interesting. What do we need? 30? Don't have to do much, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a pipe there. So we've gotten a little crazy here. Let's get back here. Okay, so we're going to add the pipe then. So there is a pipe. So C for circle. And then we're going to see this pipe is. So it's 19.23. So we're going to call it 20. 20. I gotta be careful with the. Okay, so it's 20. Yeah, but there's got to be an exit point. Yeah, there's got to be an exit point. So that'll be interesting. Okay, so let's extrude that. This guy here. Extrude. Not that way. New. We're going to join. Let's start up this object. And we're going to pull out. Is that actually 20 in there? I'm going to check that. Just want to see something. Okay, and it's starting to get busy here, so I'm going to just turn off that sketch so it's not so busy. You can see my nice filleted things. Something's going on there with my extrude. It appears that the object that was probably selected was not the right object. Oh, the object was not selected. There we go. All right, so now I can put it in it. Should I open up the top to be able to take it out? Still want it to retain. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop out this back a bit here. I'm going to sketch on this plane a rectangle. I'm going to select this, one of these diagonal rectangles. I think what I'm going to do is this. And we'll find out if this was a good idea based on if I can put the thing in there afterwards. So we got, let's call it 24. Whoa, that's huge. What's got to fit in it? That's not a good design. Can't do that. Okay, so we're not doing that. I'm stuck in this view where I can't move. Let's get out of the sketch. Okay, so I can slide it out the back side. Well, because it's pretty much done. So now I just got to figure out how do I get it in and out easily. If this could pivot, but then if it pivots, you got to lock it. So that makes it complicated. I could just let it go through here. And then I put like a raised edge. Let's try that. I'm just going to sketch on this face. I don't know if that's good practice or not. If there's a Fusion 360 person listening, please let me know. So I'm going to make this concentric to this, because now that'll make it the same, like kind of the center. Well, don't want that at all. Delete. What we want is we want to see that sketch. Okay, so now this has got to go all the way through this way. It's not going to do anything over there, so we're good there. So I could have just, I guess, extruded the other one and not even have to cut that. Let's try that here. So we'll just go cancel this guy here. Don't want this. And we don't have to do this. Delete. And then we're good, I think. Okay, so that goes like that. And what I'm going to do, be a little cheeky monkey here. Do this. Okay, so let's change that sketch a bit. What's this one? That one come. What does that one do? What purpose does it have? I don't see any purpose in this. If I just delete this, what happens? Nothing. So we can delete this and this. Delete. Delete. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's do a offset, slight offset from there. So search, offset, and select offset, always the opposite direction of them. And I just want a little lip, so I don't know, call it 2 millimeters maybe. 2 millimeters, yeah, that's probably good, 2. So -2 because I'm opposite. Just let me put in an absolute value. Okay, I think we're good. So now we're going to actually make it, I'm going to extrude this and this. Extrude. It's going to go actually this way, and we need to see our bodies. Why am I not seeing my body here? Why am I not seeing my body? Well, let's just do that for a second. Really weird. I wonder why I wasn't seeing my body. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we can go from profile pane. No, we want from object, not profile plane. And we only want it to come out, yeah, about 3 millimeters is good. Just said that. Okay, so now I got a little lip, but I think my other one is maybe a bit too small. So let's just make this, if I make it 22, that gives me 3 millimeters. 22.5, I think we'll be fine. So, one of the things you can do to like check your drawings is you can just print this at 100% on your printer. So make a drawing of it, print out 100%, and then put your part on it to see if it fits. I'm not too concerned. If this doesn't work, then I'll just reprint it. Okay, so I want to be able to get out of here. want to be able to get in here for sure. So let's hide these for a second. Okay, I want to be able to get in here easily. So we're going to put a chamfer on that. So search S, C for chamfer. And we're going to put a chamfer on that. I'm just going to manually. Okay, that's not bad, actually. Although, do I lose my rib? No, I don't lose my rib. I got a bit of it there. I just don't know. Is that a flat surface? Just say okay. Let's just do an inspection of this. I just want to see what it looks like. Utilities, intersect. Let's do it. What plane do you want? Origins. I'll take this guy. And I'll say okay, thank you. Yeah, I got a lip. That's nice. Okay, I'll take that. Are these two bodies? Why are these not joined? What happened there? Okay, join. This guy? New body. Let's say join. Okay, here we go. Two things I didn't do, and this is like cardinal rule, and I've killed myself numerous times with this. Look at this. It's untitled. Control S. That should be the first thing you do. It should save it for you. You shouldn't even have to think about it. The instant you create it, it saves it. Well, why? I don't understand why it wouldn't just save it, because every time I go to make a drawing, there's a reason I'm making that drawing. I'm not just willy-nilly going in and just making random drawings that I don't have any intent to use. Like, there's a reason. So just save it for me. Okay. This is IKEA paper roll wall mount. This is a 19 millimeter rod. That holds the spool. House save. Okay, actually the other thing I'm going to do, copy that, save, and so one of the things I don't understand, and it's because actually I do understand, it's my body, but I guess I should be naming my bodies. Okay, so let's do F2. I got that. I just need paper. Yeah, that's good actually. Rod, 19 millimeter rod. I think that's good. Context. IKEA paper roll null mount. Yeah, well, that's the 3D part. So I guess that's the name of it. Okay. Okay. So if you're in this situation, you're like, how do I get rid of this this section view? I don't know. It's right here. It's actually really easy. I love the system tree they have in Fusion. It's just amazing. There's just some weird user things that I notice that kind of frustrate me. Okay, so I've got that. I might as well fillet some of this. I'm actually going to select this whole edge. I'm going to go fillet, and I might get away with a couple there. I can actually get. That's kind of cool. It kind of eats away at that, but smooths that edge. I actually like that. And what do I do? What happens if I do this? Too much. Okay, we're going to stick with. What did I select? Unselect. Is there a way to deselect? Okay, let's try again. Okay, so here we are. Good with that. Let's just add that one. And then we're going to fillet this. Likely not as much or more. What is that even doing here? Interesting. I don't know if there's any juice there. I think if anything, that's going to cause the 3D printer to work a little harder. Well, that looks pretty good. Okay. Some of this is for aesthetics. Other parts of it is makes sense. Okay, so this is also going to need to be a chamfer. So search CH for chamfer, select, and then we're going to chamfer that in like that. Yeah. I'm going to see if we can get away with a fillet on this side. Actually, let's do the same thing. I did the face. Fillet. Where are we? I don't know what we're going to get away with here. I don't think it's going to be much. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Question is, do I want to? Why wouldn't I want to? Does that create an accepting area? Not really. That creates an accepting area. I say 0.5. Kind of fill it a bit just so it doesn't look like a rough edge. This could be filleted as well. Ooh. That'd be cool if I could do that, but the problem is the roll. No, because I'm going to show too much. You don't want to do that, because then the roll is going to be rubbing on us. Really, you just want a small fillet here. Okay, so that's nice. What else do we got here? That kind of looks a little odd. So we'll fillet that. Let's see what we can get away with here. Can't get away with much, but there is an odd situation where it lets us get away with that. That's weird. That's just weird. It's because of that tangent or spline. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting situation there, but that's okay. That's good. We'll take this guy as well. So it looks kind of cool. Can I get this guy too? And this guy as well. Nice. Starting to look like a cool little thing here. How strong is it? Maybe I use PLA Tough. These guys, we're going to chamfer them as well. Search CH. Oh, sorry, still on the fillet here. What did I just select then? Because I only had those selected. That's good. Weird shit's going on again. So it's 3. 3 is where it breaks. 350. 3.25. Okay, sure, better. All right. What was I about to do? I was going to do the holes. Just take a look at this. Yeah, that I'm okay with. I don't mind a rough edge there. I think that's nice. This needs a fillet for sure. This guy, and this guy. Grab that. Right, that's fine. Tangent chain selected, but it didn't grab it. Weird. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to do is do these holes that we're just about to do. And I'm just going to do this just for the sake of showing you a feature here. So search chamfer. Oh, look at that. I think chamfer was actually one of the first options there. I just missed it. All right. I wish there was just like a standard chamfer that would be set up for screws, but it is what it is. I'm sure there should be a number there, but let's go. I don't know, 3. 3 is a bit much. 2.5. I'm gonna say 2 maybe. So I'm sure there's a better number. Let me just ask. No, Windows 7. Oh, Claude's closed. Interesting. All right. A little bit of a freeze there. Slow computer. I'm trying to record. I'm on Claude 2 for common number 8 deck screw. I am making I'm using a for feature infusion 360. I know they don't call it Fusion 360 anymore, but try and find Fusion 360 without putting 360. Angle 41 degrees, distance 2.3. Angle 41, distance 2.3. So we're going to go distance angle 41, 2.3. Okay, actually, I'm just going to ask it what the hole size would be. 7 hole size. Just to make sure that I got the right one. I think it was 4.5. Okay, so 4.5. So let's just double check that hole size because I don't want to reprint it because I screwed up the hole. That's no fun. It's got this 4.2, so not big enough. It's right there too. So 4.5. Glad I did that. These guys should be the same. You should reflect 4.5. You can see it down here on the right. Finish that. All right. I think we are ready to print. I'm happy with that. So yeah, just for, I don't know, I guess I'll show you just for the sake of it. No, I'm not going to bother. I was just like, I could mirror this, but then I have to create a mirror plane a distance away. And then I put a pipe over here, and then I extrude the spool. Like I can extrude the spool now because I have, actually I can extrude the pipe and the spool. So the pipe is here. This is the 18.5. I don't think it's 18.5. It is 19.2. So it's not that guy. I don't see anybody there. Maybe this guy. What's that guy? Oh, 22.5. There you go. So if I extrude that guy, this guy, yeah, that's good. That way, we're not doing a cut. We're going to do a new body. And we're going to offset. No, we're going to go from an object. We'll go from, let's just go from this object. Might be a little far ahead. And we're going to say, out. There you go. There's your new body. And then now all I got to do is extrude this guy. From where? Object. It's funny, I wasn't going to show you guys this, but oh shit, I don't have a fucking planar face there. Oh, that's right. I'm going to do here, offset by -2. Maybe let's go 2 and see which way it goes, I guess. New body. Going that way. Get there. We need this 2 though. Select the profile. So that guy as well. And then we're just going to rip this down this way. Sure, something like that. Okay. And then I would just, like, I don't care. There's no point in me flipping this over there, but there you go. That's what's going to look like. A wall, screws. Okay, let's print this. Save that just for the fun of it. Get rid of all these sketches. They're throwing me off. Get rid of the planes. They're throwing me off. Now I just have my part. I can hide this part because I don't care about it. But why not just leave it there? Okay, actually, let's just hide it. I just want to see. Get into here. Okay, sounds good. Sure. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but. So now I'm going to bring it to my 3D printer. So I press this make button. Select. It's already selected. I press OK. And the only reason this name is here is because I changed the body's name here. So just be mindful of that. Save that. Go to my handy dandy 3D printer. I'm going to do this on my X1C because I think that just makes sense. So device, Bat the printer, named by my daughter. And we're going to go Bat the printer. I should go new here. File. New project. No, I don't want to save that. Oh, I should have saved it because it was sliced. Darn it. Oh, all right. So go to X1 Carbon. Nope. Where's my printer? Bat the printer. Okay, it's just called X1 Carbon. I wonder if I get rid of. Don't want machine code extruders. I thought you could change the printers that you could see. Anywho, let's keep going. Okay, wrong area. LSES Consulting. This guy, and then 3D printer. IKEA, say okay. The 3MF is not Bambu Lab. Geometry data and color data only. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll see it one more time, I guess. I did say I wanted to use PLA Tough. All right, we're just going to regular PLA because I don't want to unload that. If I had it in a AMS, which I just got to buy those 2 AMSs. Okay. Sure. Let's do. So how does it choose? So you color match. Why are these the color options? Cancel. Let's go sync. Oh, I only have one color. Okay. Oh, no, Bambu Labs. That's right. We're printing this thing. I don't think that's how it should stand, should it? So you go that way. So that means I got to support it. This face I want nice. Support. The bottom will look shitty. Whatever. Let's see. Supports. Now, I wonder. There's probably no way I can angle that and print it. It's not worth. Juice isn't worth the scrub. Juice isn't worth the squeeze. Okay. Makes sense. All right, let's rock. Let's do 2 of those. If we're doing 1, we're doing 2. Why would I just do 2? Why would I just do 1? All right, print, and we will record. Yep, good. What are you gonna